Kyler Murray wants out of Arizona. BTJ trade rumors commence. We've got a bunch of other news to go over. We're going to break it all down and more. Take your phone calls, super chats. I got people on Rumble filing in, people on YouTube filing in, and I'm wearing my new trusty silver chain from MiamiLinks.com. We'll be talking about that and more this season. I love this thing. This is one of two that they've sent me. This one's silver. This is, I think, 925 silver. And then they're sending me my 999 silver. That's coming soon. MiamiLinks.com. Check them out. The Fantasy Football Show. Kyler, BTJ, whole bunch of other stuff. Isaiah Likely. That show begins right now. File on in.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a little bit of news to discuss here. We had so much of it yesterday. We can go over anything. If anybody missed anything from yesterday, Breece Hall's probably getting transition tagged. Could still get franchise tagged, but transition tag would mean that he's most likely playing for another team. Kyle Pitts got franchise tagged. He's staying in Atlanta. Malik Willis, a lot of people think he's going to the Miami Dolphins. Evans open to staying in Tampa, but will explore. The team wants him back. We got a whole bunch of other stuff to go over. Landman over in the building. BTJ, according to this report from Dan Graziano from ESPN, teams are monitoring the trade market for Jaguars wide receiver Brian Thomas Jr. This feels like it's going to happen, maybe.
Let him cook.
It at least feels like there's movement here, instead of just a shut door and no conversation at all. This is a player that would open the door not only for Travis Hunter to maybe reemerge quicker into the passing and receiving situation over there in Jacksonville, which is great, but it also makes our guy Parker Washington, Pete Wash, go to the moon. And he's already going to the moon anyway. I think we got Parker Washington on the moon man list. If not, we got to just put him on there now. But Parker Washington, we've been talking up for weeks now. Love the kid. He's the number one there in Jacksonville, and that's why he's expendable. You have Parker Washington rise up. Travis Hunter's still a weapon, whether people think he's going full-time defense or not. They're repeating what they hear. Certainly going to be more defense, but they're going to definitely get him back on the field at some point. And then you've got P. Wash just absolutely delivering. You signed Jacoby Myers to an extension. There's just no room for BTJ. He doesn't fit in this offense. He's never played well in it. Unless Mac Jones was quarterbacking with Trevor Lawrence, he's never played well. Consistent, nothing. So BTJ, he's consistently inconsistent with Trevor Lawrence. Certainly could help this team get another piece of the pie somewhere else on the roster. Maybe some position of need that made Liam Cohen think that this team couldn't take it the distance, even though they did very well. And if they use BT to get that piece, they might be able to take that next step forward. Where do we want BT? There's only two spots that make glorious sense to us. And we say, give us these two spots and we'll give you a top 10 potential wide receiver again. That would be New England and Buffalo. Washington's really good long-term. LV's really good long-term. They're both pretty good right now as well. But Buffalo and New England would be good long-term and for the now. And there's gunslingers there throwing the ball to get BTJ back on track quicker. This is a really, really good situation because of what it does for a boy P. Wash. Let's see if P. Wash is on the Moon Man list, Smitty.
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
We're running out of room. I mean, I think that's why I didn't pull the trigger on putting him on there the last 5 times we've talked about it. But I think we just do it, and we ask for forgiveness later if we've got to take them off and maneuver other players around. Let me see if I can find my P. Wash graphic. It just makes sense. I mean, can't put him as a midseason monster because he's going to probably do good things right away. Even though midseason monster sometimes is where we put a player where we're like on the fence about it. But I think P. Wash is going to be a remarkable play this year. He's got such tremendous value. Everybody and their mother seems to know he's coming, yet he's still a discount, a very, very big discount. Travis looks like he's in the building. Travis in the building. Guys, what do you think of my Miami Lynx 9? I think this is a 925, not a 950 silver chain. This one I'm wearing. The one that they're sending me that's still coming. That's handmade 999 Cuban. This is a Miami Cuban 5mm. They're sending me a Miami Cuban 8mm handmade pure 999 silver. This one's 925. So this is what, sterling? So it's still amazing quality. The melt value, you look at all that when you're buying jewelry. Miami Lynx. Where's my Miami Lynx? Here it is. So check out my boys over at Miami Lynx. Use code Smitty10 to get 10% off your Miami Cuban chains. This is like an investment, right? Because silver goes up and all that, and you just have like jewelry you can put in the safe too. Smitty10. Use that at MiamiLynx.com. I like this chain. I like it. I think the one they're sending me is a little bit more gaudy because it's an 8mm 24-inch. This is a 20. It's a 24. It's about an inch down. It's not 2 inches. You add 1 inch per two because of the way it hangs. So we're talking about 24 inch is going to go to about right here. It's going to hang to about right here, and it's 8mm, and it's hand filed pure 999. So it's going to be pretty gaudy. If I layer them, that one will be on right here. We might use it for like, crazy, bits on the channel. Put your chain on, tuck your chain in. All right, BTJ. So we got the BTJ out of the way. Now we got this Kyler Murray piece of news here. According to multiple reports, not just this report, it's all over the place. Kyler Murray wants the Cardinals to release him. Or wants a trade or release. I have trade in the title. It's more of a release than a trade. Wants a release. Sorry, let me fix that. It's more so a release, but he wants to be gone essentially. So Kyler Murray wants to be released or traded, but released is the more likely scenario. He wants to be gone, and at the end of the day, Kyler Murray he doesn't fit with this team. Wants to be cut. Let's put that in the title. Doesn't have a lot of, ability to make us feel comfortable that he can manage, throwing to and making and supporting this offense. And even though you're bringing in a new regime with LaFleur, you got Nathaniel Hackett. What a horrible offensive coordinator hired by the Arizona Cardinals. You couldn't have got dumber with that decision. Thank God LaFleur is calling plays as the head coach and not Hackett, but Hackett certainly could ruin the running game and make it a committee because Hackett has a tendency to not only have a running back by committee, but to not even know who his best running back is. Hackett is a Hackett job. He's an absolute disaster. So whether he's calling plays or not, he's still going to mess up the offense somehow, some way because he's horrible. He's a Hackett job. And Kyler Murray, he needs to be traded. He just needs to be traded or cut. No one's going to necessarily trade for him. You never know. He's probably going to be released at some point, but they're still trying to trade him. They're still trying to figure out what they're going to do. Cardinals are playing coy with it. They're acting like they're posturing to try and make some deal happen. But Kyler Murray doesn't fit on this team. He doesn't know how to throw to Marvin Harrison Jr. He doesn't know how to throw He does not know how to throw touchdowns to Trey McBride. He didn't even know that Wilson was on the team. But Michael Wilson was rejuvenated by Jacoby Brissett. And as I say over and over and over, this team is such a mess, and the coaching staff is so ridiculous, and the ownership is so inept. They have no idea that Brissett's the locked-in starter. And all the other pundits and everything out there talking about it too. They don't know what they're talking about. They're like, all right, who should the Cardinals go after at quarterback? And we're the only ones in the room going, what in the hell are you talking about? Brissett was a top 5 QB every game that he started. Why is this even a discussion? So Kyler Murray, Vikings, Kyler Murray. I mean, where the hell could he go other than Minnesota? And some say Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh's going to have Aaron Rodgers back most likely. He's not going to back up anybody. Let me tell you that. I mean, he's going to try and go somewhere to start. But you have Minnesota. LV's going to have Mendoza. Minnesota, we hope, has Mac Jones, but Minnesota might be after Kyler, whether you like it or not. Atlanta, you never know what they do because Stefanski is almost more inept than Hackett. Not really. He's a step below him, actually. It goes Hackett, Nagy, Stefanski in that order for some of the most moronic head coaching or offensive coordinator hires or decision makers. They're just absolutely atrocious. And so Atlanta is capable of screwing this up and not going with Penix and bringing in some confusion. Miami is it's an interesting Kyler Murray landing spot, to be honest. Keeps, Kyler's had some good running backs, right? But does he check down enough to Achane? Probably not. But maybe it moves the offense, keeps the defenses honest, and Achane delivers. I mean, think about James Conner, how good James Conner was year after year after year, right? In any Arizona system with Kyler. The Jets, I can see Kyler on the Jets. I think it's either the Jets or the Vikings is where Kyler is going to end up going. A running quarterback over in New York again. We'll see how that goes. The Jets wouldn't be bad, to be honest. Just because someone's going to go there to either wither away or maybe they can get something out of Kyler. So I don't know. That's probably what's going to happen. But Kyler Murray won't be a Cardinal this year. That I can almost assure you. If anybody is thinking differently than that, I don't know what you're thinking, to be honest. We've got Saquon Barkley. This news is kind of interesting. And I really do feel like Saquon could have a better year than expected. Just because it was offensive coordinator, he had an atrocious, overworked year. A very good year, but atrocious in terms of like the abuse to his body, the amount of touches he got, which is why CMC is almost a sure bet not to deliver this year. He's almost a sure bet to get injured. And you could say, Smitty, you said that it doesn't matter. His workload this year was just unimaginable at this start of the year, let alone even now, and with Kittle being out for at least half the season, and how good will he be even when he comes back, with Trent Williams' contract a major problem on top of the fact that Trent Williams is so old and can be out at any moment. He could be week 3 and he never plays again. Like, he's certainly on a downturn. That offensive line's about to collapse. So once it collapses, because Kittle's not there, Trent Williams is too old, a problem anyway right now. What's there to help Christian McCaffrey? Nothing. So they keep checking down to him. Yeah, but Brock Purdy also turns into a pumpkin when he doesn't have Trent Williams and Kittle, or Trent Williams and McCaffrey, or McCaffrey and Kittle. When 2 of those components are down. Strap says you did say that. That's what I just said. That's what I just said to you.
Just said that.
And then you just said it back to me, which is weird. Barkley probably has a pretty good year this year. And the philosophy they're trying to deploy over in Philly is going to be very Shanahan zone blocking concept that's going to potentially get Barkley in some space. So Barkley's kind of a decent play this year. He's kind of a decent like second round, third round pick. You're probably not going to give him in round 3. A Grandma League, you might. I wouldn't take him in round 1. I mean, don't get me wrong. His ADP on Underdog right now, let me pull it up on Underdog and tell you what his ADP is. It's pretty reasonable. If he was going like in the top 8, I would tell you no. We can't risk that given the workload, given what we had last year, given the inconsistency of this offense using him. There's no guarantee. But the guarantees don't need to be there when you're talking about Barkley at 17.5 ADP. So not even, it's like middle to late second round. It's pretty good value. Not saying to overdo it. Don't saturate all your teams. Don't overbuy. But this is a good play in 2026 in the second round. Saquon Barkley. Dare I say maybe even Moonman material. Like really wild from one year to the next. But I mean, it's the new offensive coordinator is going to be key. JJ McCarthy, the Vikings are exploring using the quarterback position, using a very wide net. They're casting a very wide net to explore the quarterback options for 2026. I've been saying this for a while. We don't know what that's going to entail. Is it Kyler? Is it Mac? I hope it's Mac. If it's Mac Jones, JJ, as we've been saying over and over on this channel.
The Jupiter Men. Jupiter is
the Saturn Men.
One small step for man, one giant leap for Saturn.
As we've been saying on this channel over and over and over, JJ's one of the biggest steals in fantasy because this situation is not resolved. It's a little risk diving in before it's resolved, but the cost of entry still feels very baked in, so the risk is low, actually, and the upside's tremendous. So, the situation with Mac Jones, who's the quarterback for the Vikings, Hard to say, but if Mac Jones is it, then we've got a guy named Justin Jefferson that literally goes to planet maybe past Jupiter, to be honest. Like the value you're getting in the second round right now with JJ, if the situation gets solved, is past Jupiter. You know, that's it's getting in a wormhole hole and going to the Andromeda galaxy, really is what it is. So this is one of the best values in fantasy, and if you can't take advantage of this in August because it'll be resolved by then and reactions will already be, implementation of that news and everybody jumping back on board is going to have, occurred. So you're just going to want to take advantage on Underdog promo code Smitty. If you want to do yearly league 2026 big board drafts right now, code Smitty, and they'll match your first deposit 15% all the way up to $1,000. That's where you take advantage of JJ and redraft mindsets, right? And in Dynasty, buy them low. You may not be able to buy them at seller dweller pricing, but this is the cheapest JJ will ever be. And I do believe that the quarterback situation, at the very minimum, gets solved. Is it solved to the best degree possible with Mac Jones? Maybe not, but it's going to be better. It's going to be solved, and JJ will at least return his second round value, even with a tweak. A Kyler Murray tweak. I mean, it's not ideal, but it's a tweak that will get JJ back into a situation. And I do think that they're going to key on him, throw short passes, get him involved. Let's see here. Several teams at the combine who are very high on free agent tight end Isaiah Likely, and they talked about what he could do as a number one tight end for their team. That's a discussion going around the combine. Still just 25 years old, has never played more than 60% of the snaps in a season. Now that's an important thing though, because we're big on Isaiah Likely. We think he's really good. We've always been huge on him. You got to ask yourself, why hasn't he played more than 60%? Is it just Andrews? If that's the case, then this is a monster waiting to unleash, on Fantasy Worlds. There's also the thought of, okay, we've seen this before, and then he goes to get full workload and he breaks, or he doesn't do it, or he just fails to meet the expectation. He's always good in that secondary role when the defense isn't keying on him, or he comes in to replace Andrews and there's a lesser man on him. We got 10 gifted memberships from Husseini. Husseini dropping 10 gifted memberships.
Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy.
Husseini to the moon. I'm leaning toward. I just want to say that there's that opportunity for this to go both directions. That Isaiah Likely could get the big, the big usage and then fall flat on his face, or he could deliver. He could get hurt. Maybe he just doesn't stay healthy. Could go either way. I lean toward the talents there, and I'm 60%, 40% in favor of him being a monster for somebody if he can stay healthy. That's why it's 60-40. This weird news here: Derek Carr potentially wants to unretire. The right team needs a quarterback. Vikings. I mean, this is it's Jets. Imagine him going to the Jets. Does anybody in their right mind think that's going to work out? I don't know what he's thinking. If he thinks he's only going to come back out of retirement to play for a contender, no contender is going to bring him in. You're going to a cellar dweller situation to probably fail. So, what's he thinking here? I don't know. Minnesota's not going to win with him, but maybe they're better. Maybe that is the solution that helps get the football to motherfreaking Justin Jefferson. Maybe that's the part that makes JJ return his value maybe a little more in the second round. It's not Mac Jones. Mac Jones makes JJ return to the top 3 wide receivers. Carr, I don't know. I don't like the idea. I don't even like talking about it. Carr to any of these teams, like, what's he going to do? Carr maybe to Pittsburgh, if that's what they're thinking. Like, is there a chance that looks better than we think? Yeah. Is it a chance it does anything really long term? No. Like, Derek Carr ain't taking anybody anywhere. He can't even stay healthy. Derek Carr, if he comes back, very, very low chance he plays starts 10 games. Even if he started week 1, there's such a low probability that Derek Carr could literally start 10 games. I mean, that's just the way it is. Dial into the show. Phone lines are open, ladies and gentlemen. Phone lines are open. Dial in.
Live
Call
from
into
the
the
Fantasy
show.
Football
Call into
Show.
the show.
right now, but we are going to display it. This is the logo. Some slight tweaks have been implemented. As you can see, the play button, which I think is fire, in the helmet there. Drop your thoughts on the logo, please, in the chat. Fire emoji, eggplant emoji, thumb up emoji. This is what we're looking at. This is what we're dealing with. This is the official logo right now. So drop your...
Call into the show. Call into the show.
I believe the phone lines, everybody like that slight tweak, that slight tweak to it in the helmet. It looks pretty clean. Looks pretty clean. No, John, I'm not putting it on the right side. John, why you always complain? Why you always have something negative to say? You always complain. Everybody out here is putting fire emojis. Everybody's saying things, and John comes and goes, put it on the right side. John, you're never happy. You're never a happy guy in here. But it's not just a suggestion. It's every time. Hey, here's the Jupiter man.
The Jupiter Men.
John's like, can't you put the red circle as a white circle? Like, what are we doing? I asked thoughts, but everybody but John. Okay, that's what I should have said. It's my fault, John. That one's on me. You said you asked your thoughts. I asked your thoughts. I asked everybody's thoughts but John. Because I know what you're gonna say. Because no matter what I do or say, you never like it. So who cares? I see that tweak, says Travis. I like the tweak. I've tweaked little things. You can see there's some accents and some but the play button in the helmet is a tweak that I absolutely love. And at first I didn't know that I was gonna do it. I even bought a hoodie, and I even started some signage and made the change, and I said, screw it, I need to change because I love it. So I changed it, but there it is. You like the soundtrack with it too? Yeah, thanks, buddy boy. Husseini, what do you think about this? I'll eventually have the hoodie and the hat up. All right, why isn't the phone line not working? Someone call in and test it. Let's see. Let me fix it here. I think we're good to go. We should be back. Somebody call in and test it, though. Denny called. I don't know if we can call Denny back. Let's try calling Denny back. Let's dial. Let's see what happens. This could go very bad. This could go very, very bad. Oh, Denny. Let's see if he calls back. See if he calls us back. I heard something, but it was his voicemail. Denny tried calling at I think like 3 o'clock. He doesn't know when the show is. He doesn't listen to the show. He doesn't watch the show. Professional dope logo. Thank you, pal. I like it. I love that helmet now. It did just the trick to add that play button that way. And I needed to make that. I was going to transfer the play button, and it looks so much better like that. Let me add. Hold on, Bruce. Let me just merge this caller in. Hold on. Caller, hang tight for me real quickly. I'm going to go over to Bruce, and then I'll hit you. Hold on. Let me get this caller merged as well. Caller, just mute yourself real quickly. I'll get to you in 1 second. Thank you. Appreciate you. All right, Bruce, you're up first. Everybody else, please stay muted. I think that's Landman and Michael. Guys, if you can mute just for the reverb. Brucey, you're live. What can I do for you? What do you hear? What do you say, Bruce?
My question is on Jettis. Do you think in my opinion, if Carr goes to him, doesn't he just remind you of like what he would do with the Kirk Cousins?
I think Carr, yeah, I think that's a very, very good comparison. I think Carr might even be better than Kirk Cousins, but I don't know. The problem with Carr is he would literally play 5 games, no matter, like almost no matter what. So like it doesn't matter if he. Do I think Carr's better than Cousins? Yes. Do I think Cousins plays 15, 17 or 15, 14, 13 games? Maybe. But is it bad? Yeah. Does he get benched? Yes. Does Derek Carr get benched? He could, but he would not stay healthy long enough to find out. That is the problem. But anything's possible, man. You never know. You know, maybe taking off some time got him healthy. Who knows? But I just think Kirk Cousins now, not what Kirk was with JJ. Says Travis. Glad Travis has a little bit of connectivity right now. I don't know what to expect out of JJ with Kirk Cousins if he does go to Minnesota. I don't know what to expect out of JJ with Derek Carr. I just think that it's not the solution we want. That's all I do know.
And I got offered a dynasty trade. I want to get your opinion on this.
All right.
I would drop down to the 108, but I would give up the 102, but I would get the 108 in Penix.
Well, Penix isn't even the starter right now. So, no. Absolutely not. I want this 102. You know, not to mention Mendoza, if this is Superflex, Mendoza would potentially could go 1 and you get Love.
The one guy, he already said he's taking Love. He's taking the running back.
Okay. Well, I'd still rather have the 2, bro.
Okay.
I mean, I like Penix, but there's no lock at all. No lock. Because Stefanski is making the decisions, bro. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah, that's why he wants his boy Gabriel there.
Yeah. All right, Bruce, hang tight. Mute yourself. I'll come back for you in a second. Let me go over to Landman, then over to Michael. Landman, you're live.
How you doing, Smitty? How you doing?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. Did I miss anything on over on Rumble? I see you're in there. I see Turbo's in there. I see FDX.
Oh yeah, we're talking about you. We like the logo, number one.
Nice.
We got. I like the gold chain. It's a good Mr. T starter set. And then we got you now. We got to get you with a mohawk, but we don't know what Mrs. Smith is going to think if you tried to grow a mohawk.
She already doesn't love the chain, to be honest. But I think she just hasn't seen me with one. But this right here from this Peaky hat from my boys over at Boston Scally, they sent me this one too. Now this is where we're getting a little crazy. This is Smitty going to collect at the golf course. This is me going to collect like I'm a bookie over at the golf course from Freddie, who's tapped out, maxed out, lost the big game, sweating, dodging me, and I show up and go, Frankie, where's my money, Frankie?
Joe Pesci.
But yeah, but this hat from Boston Scally, they send me great stuff. This thing's awesome. I like this. This is definitely a unique one. But yeah, Miss Smitty, I like this chain. I don't think this is bad. This is a 5 mil. This is like an everyday wear kind of thing. I think
it's not rapper level, but it's good.
Well, but do I want to wear this? Do I want to wear the 8mm out and about? Probably not. I think this one I could. I think the 8mm is a lot thicker, and they gave me a 24. But I wasn't gonna complain because of the melt value of it. I'm like, give me the biggest thing you can, even if I can't wear it, because I'll put that sucker in the safe. But this one, this one's
still high, man.
Well, this is silver, but yeah. All right. What else you got, Landman?
No, that's good. I just haven't chimed in on the logo and everything. I know you get feedback on that, and just when you get your merch with the new logo on it and everything like that. The only thing I'd say is that, if you somehow could put some kind of...
We're not tweaking it.
Rumble thing or whatever.
No.
Like Riddell has that thing on the side, or are you tied up?
Hold on a second. Hold on one second. Let me merge Travis in here, because we don't know if we're going to lose Travis. Let me merge Travis in there real quick. Well, first of all, I can't put another company in there. Like it can't have Rumble.
Yeah, okay, there you go. I got it.
Yeah. But we're already locked in. We're already locked in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks good. well, then like I said, we just got to look for the Rumble rebels here. So we love you, man. But he's still the GOAT and everything like that. I'm good.
All right. Call back if you got one, or you can mute yourself. Either way. All right, hold on one second. Let me go over to Travis, and then over to Michael. I'm sorry, Michael. The reason I'm going to Travis, Michael, do you mind? Because Travis is he's been in some bad weather, and he barely has.
Go to Michael. I should be good now. I got.
Okay. Michael, you're up. You're live, Michael.
Hey, how's it going? Happy off season, Smitty. I just wanted to mention a certain player that I really like going into the next season. Jalen Coker. I'll start it off with just a little bit of a hot take that I have. I think he will score more fantasy points than Tedorola McMillan next year. He could. Just to throw a little stat line, for the wild card game, he did have 30 fantasy points. He had 12 targets, 9 receptions, 134 yards, and that touchdown in the fourth quarter that was humongous.
Yeah, we know. We saw it. We saw it. We just to stop you there. You're not going to bold take us on this one too much, because he is definitely a guy we're drafting the hell out of in best ball.
Oh yeah,
right now. But I love it. Keep going.
I was going to say for me, for spotting potential league winners who especially who aren't rookies, a big part is looking at the team and how they finished the past season. Is the team ascending? And to me, it looks like the Panthers are ascending, and Bryce Young is only getting better. That offensive line is only going to get better. And I think Jalen Coker, I know this might sound crazy, especially to the viewers, but he has that play style kind of similar to Puka Nacua, just a little bit. You know what I mean? I don't want to be too crazy, but I feel like we could see a lot of upside with Jalen Coker. And
so
I think
Coker's only concern is he's got to stay healthy. If he stays healthy,
100%,
then
100%.
I think he could really be a potential league winner for sure. Coker has the potential to be he's either going to be on the midseason monster list. In fact, I'll put him on there now just to make sure we don't forget.
Hell yeah.
But he could transfer over to let me put him on real quick. Hold on. Bench tour list, great. Coker he could go from the midseason monster list straight on over to the Moon Man list at some point. Very, very much think Coker. Let me see if I have I don't even know if do I have the graphic form yet? I don't know if I do.
Yeah, I do like how you mentioned the injury. I know he had, I believe it was a calf injury to start the season. Didn't start the first 6 games. A little bit shaky coming back. Obviously, he's kind of not really fighting, but he's fighting with targets for Tet and all that stuff. But towards the end of the season, you start seeing those games where he's scoring 17 fantasy points. He's getting those targets. And then you see against the Rams in the wild card game where the season's on the line, the coach is making those play calls to Coker. He trusts Coker, and especially that touchdown at the end was awesome. And I really like what I see about Coker. And,
all right, man, good.
We'll be drafting him as well.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna talk more about him. Just hang tight on it. Coker's for sure. I mean, we've talked about him a lot already, so you're in good company. But I think that we're I don't know how high I'm gonna rank him. He's gonna be probably one of those players that we're just saying get him at the cost of entry. Don't go crazy and start
100%.
But he should be one of those wide receivers. It's like your wide receiver 4 or 5 that bumps your 3. At midseason, you're like yanking your 3rd wide receiver, and you're like, get in there, Jalen Coker.
Right, 100%.
All right, later, bro.
Hey,
appreciate it.
Well, thank you for taking my call. Been listening for the past year. You guys, you're doing a great job over there. And one more quick thing. I know Travis is probably anxious over there to talk to you, but I just wanted to say Parker Washington as well. Not to get into super big detail, but is he going on the Moon Man list, or what's the plans with him?
The Moon Man.
Well, take a look at your screen. Take a look at your screen.
Oh, he's on there.
He's on there.
Let me check it out. All right,
cool.
I'll
later,
let you
bro.
go, man. Thank you, Smitty. Have a good night.
Later. Big Profit said I was going to get the 999 Miami Lynx 26 with code Smitty10. Did you do it yet? Let me know when you do it. I'll let them know it's coming to see if it takes a while. I'll let them know that you ordered, and they'll, hopefully they can put you ahead, try and rush it a little bit more. But it takes a while, but it's so worth it, bro. It's going to take about 2 weeks, maybe even a little bit more, because they hand make each one. It's pure 999 silver, and they file it down. It looks so legit. I do like machine made as well. Even 925 or 999, but you need both. You kind of, if you're going to be But it's tell me if you do a big profit, and I'll let them know. I don't know that they're going to speed much along, but I'll let them know at least. So let me know when you've done it, and appreciate it. Use that code Smitty10 to get that discount. If anybody else wants to get a Miami Lynx silver or gold chain, they do gold chains too. They do gold plated over silver. And while some people might rip on that and say, oh, plated gold, it's like getting a silver chain like this. Silver's amazing. It's worth a lot. Silver's like, what is it at today? Let me pull up silver. I mean, it climbed to 130 an ounce a while ago, dropped back down. Now it's back to $90 an ounce. So you get a silver chain, and you're getting, that melt value of that silver. And if they plate it with gold too, you can do that. I mean, I'm not saying I would ever necessarily want a plated gold over a solid gold, but it's still having a silver chain underneath. So either way you go, I like the silver look personally anyway. And I like the $999 for the melt value of the silver. And then the fact that, you get a couple different versions, machine made, handmade, whatever. But let me know profit when you get it. I'll let them know. MiamiLinks.com. Check them out. Use code, Smitty10? I try and get everybody to use code Smitty, but it's 10% off, so they did Smitty10. Smitty10 for 10% off at Miami Links. Go check it out. Travis, you're live.
How's it going?
Yeah, 999 doesn't tarnish you, right? Tell me when you do a big profit. What's up, my boy? Glad to have you back, first of all. What are your thoughts on the new logo? We haven't had a chance to get your opinion.
Yeah, I like it. Looks good.
You like the little adjustment with the play button there?
Yeah, definitely. I like it. I just like, in general, the helmet, the little X's and O's. Looks good.
Yeah, who are these X's and O's? I think the one on the right, the far right, that's got to be, geez, that's probably, let's see here. I'm trying to give a label. That's probably JSN on the far right. that one on the bottom left, the pattern at least, I mean, you got X's and O's, but ignore the X's and O's. That one looks like H-Chan. That X at the top, that arrow route right there at the top left, that looks like Puka Nakua. I don't know. All right, what's up, Travis? Weather's better.
Yeah, I mean, it's just no, we got lucky. We got power back a little while ago. A lot of people on Cape won't get it back till Friday, so we got a little lucky there. But I don't know. It's a storm. We're used to them, so
yeah.
Sucks losing power for a couple of days, but besides that, it was all right.
What are you thinking on Kyler, BTJ, the Vikings QB situation, Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins?
Yeah, I mean, Kyler, he does feel like a Jet, and
he does.
The only reason why it wouldn't make sense for them to get him is because there is still a world where he, just puts you into no man's land in terms of the draft and stuff like that. But I mean, they have a underrated line there, so they could protect him. And they have Garrett Wilson and A.E. Mitchell and Mason Taylor, and they can draft a running back or whatever if they let Hall go, and they can, they should be getting some good defensive pieces. So, I mean, it's all going to come down to, is there someone who knows how to use Kyler the right way to his strengths or not? Because there's only a certain way you can play with Kyler in my mind. And, you have to use his legs the right way and have him make the right throws, timeless throws, or it's going to be a mess like he's done in Arizona.
Yeah. I mean, it's so tough for me to peg Kyler, because I think I think there is a world where Kyler is very underrated from a fantasy perspective if he's in the right spot. And I know that the natural instinct for us is to all say, he's done, he's trash, he's garbage, he can't do anything for fantasy. But it really did happen to, be a bad combination of Kyler, Arizona. He's in a rut. Is he capable of being a top 5 or 6 fantasy quarterback anytime he's on the field? if the right situation, comes up, yeah. Will a team put him in that position? I don't know. That's like the thing. So if he was to go somewhere like Minnesota, I'm not saying it's the best thing for JJ, and I'm not saying we didn't just watch Kyler misuse MHJ, McBride even. Like, McBride was good, but he wasn't as good as he should have been, and we saw Brissett unlock that. There's no touchdowns for Kyler and McBride. But we have seen Kyler throw with, Hopkins and have good success. So it's like it's there if the situation's perfectly aligned. And JJ may not be JJ with Mac Jones with the Kyler, but at least he's better than with J9. J9 and JJ is far lower output than Kyler and JJ. And then Mac Jones is another level up. So it just comes down to, like, would you rather have J9 or would you rather have Kyler and J9 throwing to JJ? Give me both.
If I have Jefferson, then I'd rather Kyler. But if I don't, I think I'd rather have one more disastrous season and have Jefferson pick himself out of there.
Yeah,
I don't know. I guess, like, with Kyler, like, from an NFL standpoint, I could see, a team, if they play it right around him, being okay. From a fantasy standpoint, for Kyler himself, 2024, he was QB10, even in a weird situation, not that we didn't.
I'm just saying, like, the options are here.
J9's about receivers with him.
J9's on the team no matter what. J9's on the team no matter what. So all I'm saying is, give me J9 and Kyler instead of just J9. Yep. At least we have options. If Kyler goes out and totally screws up everything, is even worse, then at least you can go back. But I'm just saying that people acting like no Kyler for Minnesota. I'm not saying it's my first choice. I'm just saying if you can't acquire Mac in a trade, Shanahan won't let him go. You don't get Tua or whatever. What other options do you have? Like, wouldn't you rather have two potential
down the ladder that far?
Yeah.
I want to. I mean, I'd rather have a pocket passer, or maybe try for Malik Willis. But yeah, Tua and Mac Jones would be the better options for me for JJ. But yeah, once you pass on them, give me Kyler, just because he's done it before. We've seen him support Hopkins, like you said, and McBride, and
he's done it.
There can be something there.
I mean, he certainly needs a new environment to get a chance to even get back there. That's the main point. Because some might say, well, then why not keep him if you think he could be good? No, I don't think he'll be revived in Arizona. I think he's done in Arizona. Some guys need to get out, and if they don't get out, they'll never rebound. And he's already going to be a bad bet to rebound anyway. But at least he has a shot. And O'Connell, look what the Vikings have done with Kirk Cousins, and look what they've done with Darnold. And that certainly translated to Seattle. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that there seems to be the staff that could potentially get the most out of a player that you believe can't do it anymore. So, like, it makes sense to try it if all other avenues get exhausted. Mac Jones, if you're the Vikings, you need to make an offer that is so solid that the Niners cannot resist. They're walking without Kittle. I don't know if you're... I don't know if like a Hawkinson and like draft capital type of thing would work for Mac or whatever, but make a deal that makes the Niners say we're better with this trade because Mac's not starting and our team gets starters from this. So we have to do this trade. We're getting draft capital that equate to starters. We might even get a player. And, Jordan Addison would come to mind too. Like, if you got to send Jordan Addison in a pick to go get Mac Jones, you've got Naylor. Naylor's been pretty good. You could use this pick in the draft to draft something, solid at the RB position maybe. I think you could really make it work. I mean, Addison would be a great part to throw in. And then at 18, who the hell knows who falls to that pick? And maybe you move up as well. Maybe you move up and you go get. I mean, what would be ideal? If I was in charge of the Vikings, I'd have a championship within 2 years. I would go, well, first of all, I would probably get a better quarterback than Mac because that's just how I would do it. But if you went and got Mac with JJ and then you traded this 18 up to get Jeremiah Love, that would be ideal. Mac, JJ, Jeremiah Love. I mean, that would be it. That would be a contending team right there. Maybe Mac Jones is good enough. Maybe he's not. I don't know. We'll see. But he's certainly the best option right now for him. But that's what I do. Whatever pick I got using this like if you're taking, I don't know what it would take to move that 18 up to a spot to get Jeremiah Love at like 9 or 8, but it would be worth it to me.
Yeah, anytime you get a guy like that, especially when you have a guy like JJ, Justin Jefferson, like, it's not as like big as having that franchise QB with the window, but there's only so many wide receiver ones that are also like Justin Jefferson, who are like, as much as they can be team guys that don't cause problems. Like he's rare, so don't waste that window.
Yeah. Rumble, appreciate you over there. I got 420 man turbo over here. Rumble, the Rumble rapper. I think that's what someone's calling me. Is that what someone's calling me? Smitty looks slick. The funny thing is that this is not a big chain. I don't wear a lot of that. I haven't, at least on the show. I used to, years ago, but I haven't had anything, broke or whatever. I haven't had anything solid in a while. And Miami Links is hooking me up with this. And I mean, this one feels really good. It's heavy. It's got a good weight to it. 5 millimeters, kind of perfect, I think. I think 8 would be too much for me to wear daily, but I can't wait to get it. For the mere silver value, the value of just having something like that is cool. But Travis, what do you wear with if you were to wear a Miami Cuban, what millimeter? This is 5.
Yeah, I mean, I like bigger than that. Like, probably, I don't know, an 8 maybe.
Okay, so you're an 8. You're an 8
probably
guy.
Not bad.
Everybody's got a different. Because you got to wear. It depends what you wear too. I think if I'm walking around like on the beach, and I'm just strolling around, and even I have this black shirt on, I'm strolling around Miami Beach or San Diego or wherever I'm walking the beach, Laguna, and then you put on that 8 to 10 mil 999 hand filed Cuban, I'm fine with that. But I think like everyday wear, this is what I would do. Big Profit, let us know what you pick, bro. All right, Bruce, anything else?
I have one other question on the Vikings quarterback situation. Do you think, and I know we went through it before, but do you think if the Vikings pick the wrong quarterback this year and the Bengals have a bad year, do you think they'll be trying to get Burrow over?
I think that's a question for next year. What I will tell you is this. Joe Burrow, in my opinion, anything can happen. So we'll call almost 0% chance. Just because you never know. But near 0% chance Joe Burrow is traded at all anywhere this year. So your question wasn't about this year, though. Next year, if the Bengals fail to support him and he's frustrated again, like he was last year times 2, going through it again, Joe Burrow might want to get out. And then he will maybe force the Bengals' hand. But at that point, the Bengals are going to feel very differently about Joe Burrow than they do right now. Right now, they think, okay, we're going to fix this. If they end up saying, look, we love Joe, he's amazing, but we obviously can't win with him. We're not able to do it for whatever reason. And he wants out, he's upset, this is going to get ugly. Let's start over. Like, that is certainly within the realm of possibility. The problem is you can't do that now. And JJ can't be traded off the Minnesota Vikings roster either because of the dead cap and everything. Not to mention, they're in the same boat. The Vikings think they can win right away if they just fix their quarterback situation. Whether you agree with it, whether Steve agrees with it, whether anybody watching agrees with it, doesn't matter. The Vikings think they can win. And if they do the right QB trade, then they feel competent and comfortable But until that happens, we're sitting here going, this is a waste, right? There's no way they're trading JJ until they fail one more time, and then they're in the same situation the Bengals are in, where JJ's just so unhappy and doesn't want to be there. They're like, we can't win with him. We've been trying. It's not his fault. Then they might trade him. Now, if JJ stays and they say we're going to go trade for Joe Burrow, JJ would stay. He would want to stay. It's interesting. It's certainly going to be something we'll talk about if the Bengals ultimately fall on their face again. Like if they don't support Joe Burrow, we'll be back in 10 millimeter is nice size, says Prophet. Prophet, let us know. We're on pins and needles about what you order. How do you feel about rookie running back Katron Allen? We love him, Sick Nasty. He's just got to go to the right spot. I really think he could be like the number 2 rookie running back. The number 2 rookie running back is going to be completely dependent on a landing spot. Jonah Coleman, Emmett Johnson, Jadarian Price, and Katron Allen are probably my 4 second, third, fourth, and fifth overall ranked running backs. The 4 that are right below Jeremiah Love. Jeremiah Love in like 2 tier breaks. That's how good he is. So I like Katron Allen. It fully depends on where he lands. And it'll be interesting if teams come out of like the combine workouts saying that this guy does feel like he could be an every down back. If we get that vibe, then his value goes up. If not, then we might see many teams viewing him as a change of pace back, which I hope that's not the way that they look at him. All right, Bruce, we'll see you later, bro. Call tonight at midnight. Okay, one more, and then I'll call back tonight at midnight.
All right. Where do you rank Mixon on your?
Who's Mixon? I don't even know. I don't even remember who that is anymore. Bruce, there's no Joe Mixon conversation happening here. He's absolutely getting. He was non-factor last year. It's funny because I got 5 or 6 messages today on across different platforms, but about 5 or 6 total that said, "Hey Smitty, BBQ dropping 20 gifted memberships. BBQ." Thank you, BBQ. Appreciate you. I got 5 or 6 messages across all the different platforms, email, text message, social media, and Instagram, whatever, that said, hey, now that Mixon's going to get cut, did you hear the news, or they're moving on from Mixon? How do you feel about Woody Marks? And my answer to each of the 5 or 6 people was like, what in the hell are you talking about? What in the hell are you talking about? They're like, Smitty, didn't you hear? Mixon's not going to. No, I'm asking, what in the hell are you talking about? Because Mixon has nothing to do with anything. He's nothing. He's not any sort of player that's relevant anymore at all. So, Bruce, my answer to you is what the hell are you talking about? I look, Mixon fell off 1 full year ago at the end of the season and just took a nosedive. It was amazing. Top 5 running back until like week 10. Then from like week 10 on, he just took a nosedive into the ground, completely fell off the face of the earth, completely done. Just abused for years. That guy was abused for years, like Josh Jacobs. I told everyone Josh Jacobs would hit a wall at some point a little earlier than people expected because of the abuse he took in LV or Oakland back in the day. Same thing with Mixon. Mixon was abused for years behind bad offensive line on a bad team. And so Mixon is going to have an abrupt ending. He already had that. Then he sat out all of last year with mysterious foot and weird situation, rumors everywhere about why he's sitting out, mysterious police phone calls to his house with that alleged, situation where there was, weapon or whatever, that whole thing. And then now all of a sudden Mixon, what, we think he's just going to bounce back? Hell no. But I appreciate you, Bruce.
All right.
You're the man. Call back tonight. Hopefully Bruce didn't take that hard. Bruce, I wasn't yelling at you. I hope you know that. I'm never yelling at you, Brucey. You're my boy. Travis, final thoughts. Glad to have you back. See you tonight at midnight. Final thoughts, go.
Yeah, I'm BTJ. Like, I hope someone comes forward with a good offer sooner than later, because if you always see once free agency and the draft and all that happens, it just narrows down the places he can go, and I don't think they'll get the price they're looking for him. So I don't know, maybe a draft day trade could work, but I really hope he goes somewhere else, because I don't think we'll ever see his peak, and I think that Jags wide receiver core will just be a mess. Like,
Yeah.
it might win football games, but from a fantasy standpoint, it's just way too crowded. Because even if he's not, performing at his best or doing what he should do, his talent and his speed and athleticism is going to demand to be on the field in a lot of packages. So it's just taking up time from other people in that system.
Yeah. Appreciate you being here, Heisman. Thank you, Rumblers. Yeah, but I will say that the fact that teams are monitoring the trade value for BTJ, where there's smoke, there's fire sometimes. And the fact that this is being talked about at high volume at the combine makes me feel like the Jaguars have floated it. I'm totally guessing because I don't know. But whenever you hear, because this has already been something we think that smoke might be there. Smoke where there's smoke, there's fire. We kind of wondered. But now all of a sudden, with multiple teams talking about it, it feels like it's been floated out. Like the Jaguars, everybody goes to the combine and goes, okay, what do we want to float? What do we want to kind of get out there, see what the temperature is on it? I believe that talking about BTJ's availability is a top priority for the Jaguars. Now, they could posture and say, we're not in the business of getting rid of him. We'll listen to anything. Like, you hear that, then he's tradable. But if they come out and say something like, we're not trading BTJ, that's a ridiculous rumor, then we know it's dead. But if this is like kind of they dance around it, or they say something cookie cutter like, well, we're not interested in trading great players. We have intentions of BTJ being on the team, in 2020. Like if it's like that, then there's still a shot for sure. It could just be posturing. But it does feel like this has been being floated, and I do think I would probably say I was like 20% likely BTJ's traded before we kicked off the show to talk about it, and I'd say right now I'm feeling 40% likely he's traded. And hopefully we trend tomorrow into the 50 and the 60, and all of a sudden, boom, 100% gone. Buffalo, New England are the top options. Washington second or third. I believe that if BTJ is traded, he will be on one of these three rosters, 1, 2, or 3. New England, Buffalo, Washington. Maybe Raiders. One of these four teams is where BTJ or Dunze would be traded if they were traded, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think those are definitely the most likely. And even if another team emerged, I would think wherever he goes, it's not one of these teams like, oh, we'll take a flyer on him. That these teams are going to like him and have a purpose for him, and he'll have a chance to get back to that. I'll say top 10 receivers because top 4 that could have been an anomaly. You don't know exactly how things go. It was a freak rookie year, that's for sure. But back to that top 10 receiver, because that team that is going to have to give up something significant. Like, I don't think he's going to go for a 4th or 5th rounder, put it that way. I think like a 3rd rounder, 3rd and a couple other picks or late picks or something. But, so if they're giving up something significant, they're going to have to use them enough to scale if he fits in the 5th inning.
All right, Travis, we'll see you at midnight Eastern, hopefully.
Yep, for sure. Later.
All right, later, bro. All right, guys, we're out of here for now. Thank you for being here. Please subscribe to the Rumble channel if you're on YouTube. If you're on Rumble, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. We get to 10K on Rumble. The Rumble show begins. A Rumble exclusive show that I believe we will probably let YouTube ride the coattails on, like we do this YouTube show here. And Rumble's riding the coattails on the APM show. But 10K followers, the Rumble show begins. Thank you, BBQ and Husseini and everyone here. Travis for calling in. Travis, all the mods. Sick Nasty, you're my boy, Blue. Blackbeard, appreciate Blackbeard. Space Ricky. I don't know if we've seen a lot of Space Ricky lately, have we? Travis, can you confirm if we've seen Space Ricky in a while? Where the hell's Space Ricky been? But Sick Nasty, always in the building. Caps, appreciate you. Sick Nasty, Blackbeard, always in the background, hovering. Simi Valley, DeBalt, appreciate you. Jotes, Jack of all trades. There's our Moonman champion in the building. Husseini, again, appreciate you. Not for a while, yeah. Space Ricky's been gone for a while. Vampy, my boy Vampy. Appreciate everybody in the building. Wolf, appreciate you, Wolf. Bruce is loose. We love our boy Bruce Robeson. Tell your mom we need her to call in this year at some point. Landman, FDX, Hag's always on Rumble, promoting Rumble and trying to get people over. Turbo, appreciate you. Landman, of course. Landman, thank you for the and New Age Outlaw. New Age Outlaw has been like the I don't know, like the gatekeeper, you know? The keymaster. Yeah, I think he's like the gatekeeper and the keymaster rolled up in one over on the Rumble channel. Thank you, New Age. New Age, appreciate you. If I missed anybody, don't be offended. There's a lot of names that throw out. Simi Valley, appreciate you. All right, see you all at midnight Eastern. If I missed a mod, Travis, shout him out. I'm sorry if I missed a mod. Doobie's in here once in a while, but the usual suspects, I think I shouted out. I'll see you all at midnight Eastern. Drop a reaction to that new logo there, the new outro. Eggplant suffice. Eggplant suffice. Eggplant emojis. Fire emojis. Jupiter emojis. Get your chain over at miamilinks.com, like your boy. Can't wait to find out what Big Profit ordered. If he goes bigger than 8mm than mine, I'm going to be pissed. You got to get a bigger chain than Smitty. You can't have a bigger chain than Smitty. Don't do it. Go. He's going to get a 18-inch 24,999 silver bling chain. DJ in the building. DJ, appreciate you. Fit and Run, appreciate you. Fit Run, however you say your name, bro, appreciate you. New Age to the moon. BBQ. Can we get a standing ovation for BBQ?
Let him cook.
And Perps. Appreciate Perps if he's out there. Ron Navy. Where's Ron Navy? We haven't heard
smell meatloaf.
Ron Navy, call in. Call in sometime. Tonight, Ron. Bruce Sandy says, I got a 10mm a couple years ago. It's nice. You can get the 925 a little cheaper. 10mm. You don't have to get the 999. All right. See you all at midnight Eastern.